Guten Tag, it's Rich from Hughes Kettner at the NAMM Show 2017 in Anaheim, California, and I'm with Mr. Tim Pierce, session musician extraordinaire.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming by, Tim.
Thanks for having me.
What have you seen so far today, and just tell us a bit about it.
A lot of the people at this show I've known for decades, and really, so more than anything, more than the products, it's the people. I mean, you guys are sort of new to me, but some of these guys I've known for like 30 years, so it's more people than products, I gotta say, yeah.
But this is new for you, so go on, tell us about your experience with the blue lights then.
Well, this, I used this in a video recently. It has a very warm, vintagey, very natural overdrive. And one of the things I like about it is that you don't have to negotiate to get a good sound. You just turn it on, and it just happened right now. He just turned this amp on, and it sounded good. We didn't have to hunt for a good sound. The only thing I asked for was reverb, because we're in a dry room, it sounds bone dry, so I wanted a little... But just check it out, it sounds really classic, natural. The distortion is natural sounding. And it's just there when you turn it on. So it's just there when you turn it on. So that's what I like about it.
Is that kind of the number one thing you look for in a good amp?
It is. The fact that you don't have to work for a sound. You want it to just, oh, that sounds good. It is the number one thing, yeah.
And I've seen your videos though, and if you haven't, you have to check out Tim Pierce's YouTube channel. It's fantastic. You've got a hell of a lot of amazing amps. You've recently added some TubeMeisters to your collection. But how do you go about selecting amps for different sessions that you might play on?
Well, a lot of the time it's what the people ask for. Like if I use my diesel, the people want a very aggressive, overdriven sound. And if I use a Fender, it's because they want a classic sound. This particular, I know you have lots of amps. This particular amp to me, very classic, and that's basically where my DNA comes from. So it's based on the job at hand. It's based on the music. The music asks for it, really, whatever piece of music it is, and the composer or a songwriter or artist or producer.
So when you get a job, when someone calls you up and says, Tim, do this job for us, play this solo, play this rhythm part for this song, do you already know which amp you're going to use, or do you do experimentation?
No, and sometimes you try something and you go, oh, that's not right. I mean, that's why it's nice to have a few of them sitting there. That being said, sometimes when I fall in love with an amp, I'll use it for the whole day, and if they ask me for like a heavy sound, I'll just step on a pedal. So there's lots of ways you can do the same thing. It's kind of always different, but sometimes you're surprised because you try something and it doesn't work immediately. It's nice to go to something else. So, yeah.
So what could you imagine using the Hughes Kettner amps for? What kind of styles?
Well, the thing is, most of what I do falls into a very kind of warm 60s, 70s type of guitar sound, and that's what it would be good for. So, I mean, that's why I was really drawn to it. It's basically what I like to do, arpeggios that are half distorted. That's a big part of what I do, or, kind of U2 kind of stuff. Or that's even 90s, so it just has a natural distortion, or switch it over to the neck pickup and it's... Could be even surf kind of stuff. And you could even use it for solos. I mean, we could really overdrive it. Where is it?
We can diamond again here.
Just go to
the lead channel.
So that's more of a searing lead tone.
Yeah.
So I could use it for everything, I think. I really could. I wouldn't have to, and that's what you guys are trying to do. You're trying to design an amp that kind of covers, a wide range of sounds. I think it does it.
And we also are attempting to get an amp that you can use live and also in the studio straight away. And so we've got the Redbox DI output. Have you had any experience with that yet? Or are you a mic caps man?
It might, the Redbox might be the best sounding direct out I've experienced. And I wouldn't say that if I didn't think it was true. I mean, I'm very careful not to hype stuff. I don't know how you guys did it, but it's very natural sounding, the direct. And the top end is not hashy at all. A lot of times direct outs have a very hashy top end, and I haven't experienced that. So I was kind of surprised when I tried it direct out. It's great.
Traditionally, you'd be a mic cab sort of a guy all the way.
That's the world I live in, mostly because I'm in the studio, and I'm either with my rig, and when I travel to another studio, I bring heads with me. So the people who hire me like me to have the real stuff. They do.
Yeah. And I know this is Hughes and Kettner TV, but do you have a go-to head that you would take to any kind of session, whatever it might be, or a go-to setup?
Well, yes, I do, and a friend of mine, the amp I use most, it's made by a friend of mine, and I've used it. It's pretty obvious which one it is, but this would qualify. I could take this. I've actually started taking this in addition to that amp, because I got to be careful, because when you switch, you want to be covered. So I bring my friend's amp, and then I bring this too. But the great thing about this, it's light and it's small. I mean, I'm playing through this one right now, but it's light and small too. These are very easy. And the carry bag is really convenient, so I'm like any other working musician. When I move stuff around, I want it to be easy. So, yeah.
It's easy on the back.
Yeah, on everything. Yeah.
Would you consider using this for live concerts?
I would. Yeah.
Do you still do a lot of live work?
Not a lot, because I am so immersed in the studio and in making films at this point. So it's very difficult. I'm doing a Grammy live thing next week. So occasionally I get out and do live stuff, but it's rare. Yeah.
Is there anything that you would change about these, if you could?
I want the blue light to be adjustable.
All right. Well, if you buy a Triumph Mark III, come over there. We can do that for you. Okay. It's got a knob on the back. Because the funny thing is that amp is used by a lot of touring pros who play stadium gigs. Like we've got a chap in the UK who plays for Gary Barlow, who was from Take That, one of the big boy bands from the 90s. And the blue light was getting in the way. So this time we decided to build in a thing where you could just turn it off. So you're not pissing off the stage manager anymore. Yeah,
it's just one of those, it would be classy to be able to, depending on your mood, have it bright one day and kind of dim.
Well, you can change color of that as well on MIDI. So if you like neon pink, you can have it.
Too much, yeah. I want that too.
All right. Stay tuned for the next Hughes and Kettner Grandmeister. Then it'll be a neon pink Tim Pierce Meister.